to go over everything.
Lou, we're not playing ball. No.
All right, you got to talk into your microphone. We started.
Oh, we're starting. Hello.
We're starting. Welcome to the first Rachel Uncensored of 2022.
Hello.
I am starting this year how I started last year, with joy in my presence.
The one and only.
The one and only Joyous Joy. Joy is my best friend. She's been on this podcast a couple times. There's 6 dogs in this house right now, so there might be some barking or just us getting distracted from either dogs or ADHD. We will see. But today we are cracking open a beer, a hazy IPA.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And today I thought it would be fun to read the Reddit forum, Am I the Asshole? I've seen a lot of podcasts do this. I've seen a lot of creators do this. I don't know who started it as a trend, but I just wanted to do it because we have pretty different opinions on stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But we can agree when someone's an asshole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
And we can casually agree to disagree as well. So
Yes.
it's not too crazy, you know?
Yeah, we're not going to start a fight.
And I think we have a good sense of judgment on things.
Yes.
Because we're very hard on ourselves. So we
Yes.
tend to be very understanding of other people.
Correct.
You know?
Correct. All right. So I'm going to read this one. My girlfriend and her boyfriend and brother bear might be in and out as well. Just everyone's in this house at the moment while we're doing this. So
And when she said and her boyfriend, not her girlfriend's boyfriend, she meant my boyfriend.
Joy's boyfriend Dylan.
Yeah.
My girlfriend has Indian food.
If it is here.
That was really fast. They said like an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well.
They're closing fast, so.
Oh, okay. Well, should we pause and eat? Or just get this done
No,
with?
get it done.
Get it done.
Give the people what they
Give
want.
them what they want. All right, so I'm going to read this story, and then we have to decide if they are the asshole. So my boyfriend, a 20-year-old male, L? What does L mean?
I don't know, but she said 20-year-old male, so that's probably where
Yes.
we're losing.
20-year-old male and I, 20-year-old female, have been dating for 7 months. We usually eat takeout if we want to get something to eat. However, I was recently just promoted, so I went to eat at a very nice Italian restaurant to celebrate, like one with an enforced dress code. All right.
Ooh, I love Italian food.
My boyfriend is not the nicest of eaters, which can be kind of gross, but I deal with it. How do you are not nice eater? Like you don't close your mouth and you.
I was gonna say I was thinking about you because I know you don't like that kind of stuff.
You gotta close your mouth, and I would
Yes.
tell you to close your mouth. She says, but I deal with it. However, I didn't realize he had no table manners. At the restaurant, after we were served our first appetizer, a beautifully plated bruschetta dish, Elle looked at me and jokingly asked me if I would be upset if he enjoyed his meal the same way he would at home. I need to know what that looks like.
That's a little scary sounding right there.
I told them we were at a nice restaurant and there were other customers around. Okay, so she said no, basically.
Yeah, in
Okay.
a nice way.
In a nice way. He didn't say anything, but instead started digging into the bruschetta with his hands, ignoring the serving fork. Wait,
Wait,
wait.
I thought you eat bruschetta with
like it's a little
Little
bread?
bread
Is she
thing,
saying that he put the bruschetta and then put it on the bread with his hands?
If that's what happened,
then
then
girl, leave him.
yes,
And
that's not
that's
okay.
a caveman. All right. I let this go. However, when the pasta came out, don't tell me he used his
If
hands.
we used our hands with
for
pasta.
no.
What are we, gorillas?
He smirked at me. Oh, he's an asshole.
Oh, so he's like pushing you. He's
Yes.
testing you.
All right. He smirked at me and ate like he hadn't eaten in weeks.
Ooh.
Okay, so he's just shoveling it into his mouth.
Okay.
Okay. He dropped his fork and started picking up pieces of chicken and noodles with his fingers, getting sauce everywhere. The tablecloth, his hands, his clothes, and face. He didn't miss the opportunity to loudly burp after he finished destroying his side of the table. I burp at restaurants, but like under my breath, like a... Yeah.
Yeah.
But at my house, I will do an opera of belches.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, honey.
How scary.
No. Where was this man raised? A cave? All right.
I think something deeper might be going on here.
Well, he's clearly an asshole. The table next to us was astonished. Yeah, I would be like, you're disgusting.
I would probably ask to move seats if I had to sit there and watch somebody eat that way.
My waiter even asked him if he was okay. Oh my God! How bad was this scene? I need a picture. I'm mad that there's not a
everybody's
picture.
trying to be like passive aggressive about like this isn't okay.
Yeah.
Like
Other customers were staring. He also put his feet up on the chair next to
No,
us,
he
blocking
didn't.
the aisle. What the fuck?
No, he didn't. No, he
This is
didn't.
unreal.
No, this is like almost hard to believe at this point. Because I would have never made it that far. I would have gotten up and left.
No, sweetie. I guess with COVID, people didn't know how bad people were at like restaurants.
I mean, but at that point, you have to ask yourself too, like, do you not have any self-embarrassment to be out in public and just be blatantly acting that way? I mean, I guess if you're like at a McDonald's, it's something different. Use your hands, put your feet up. But you're at a really nice restaurant with a dress code, like, it's just respect at that point.
Yeah, it is. All right. So then I had no idea what to do. You leave.
Yeah, like, but okay, think about it though, because I've been in some like really weird situations where you almost just get stuck because you're like, what do I do? And then you start questioning yourself to where you're like, am I being over dramatic? Am I? Because they're so eccentric.
And
you're
clearly
like,
this guy is an asshole, and so he probably gaslights her all the time.
oh yeah, and to look at you first and give a smirk like
No.
that's crazy.
I didn't want to make even more of a scene, so I just asked for the check, which I paid, and left really embarrassed. Honey, no, he should be celebrating you. Even though you got the
7
promotion,
months.
he should have paid.
7 months.
No. On the way home, I told him how embarrassed I was, and he just said that it was my fault for not.
Gaslighter.
I've just burped, which is disgusting, but I'm not at a restaurant. It was my fault for not letting him enjoy the meal as he pleased. That's why she's embarrassed?
If you want to enjoy the meal that way, then just always eat at home.
Yes. And that since we were paying customers, the other guests had no business judging us. Am
Absolutely
I the
not.
asshole? No, sweetie. But what
Absolutely
you should
not.
be is single. Because no, you can find a better man than that.
You would be the asshole if you continued to be with that person, allow that behavior.
Yes. And like, because honestly, then you're letting him continue it and disrupt the lives of other human beings.
Right.
So-
I mean, you know what I would do though? Let's say you really like this guy and like you're like, I don't know what to do. It's a little hard, whatever. I like him outside of this issue. Honey, talk to his parents. I bet you if his parents heard about the way he reacted in this restaurant, he would have some learning to do. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to say the 7 months is because she literally didn't know how he ate in restaurants.
I'm going to say the 7 months is because of COVID, like you said. Yeah.
And I'm going to say 7 months too long.
Too long.
If he smirked at you, because clearly he's aware.
Yeah.
Because he said, can I eat this the same way I do at home? He asked. She said no, so he decided to be an asshole.
And would I be wrong for saying that there could be an element, I'm just going out on a limb here, it could be an element of maybe he, for some reason, something's wrong with the relationship or he doesn't want to be there or whatever, to where he's like, let me just push the boundaries so that it's her fault.
Yes. Well, no, he's just a toxic human at that point.
So I feel
that
like
is a classic sign of a toxic
the way my
toxic
brain is
human.
working, I'm like, something, there has to be something more.
Yeah, he's an
Like,
asshole.
Yeah.
All
Period.
right, next one. I, 23 female, am originally from New York, and I've lived in Texas for 7 years now. And I am married to my husband, 29 male, and we have a 4-month-old girl together.
Okay.
Okay. New York, Texas. She's a little younger female. He's an older male.
And a kid.
And a kid. I still have a pretty noticeable accent. Well, duh. If you were born and raised in a place, you're going to have that accent. Not to make you feel stupid, but I'm just saying, of course you do.
Love it.
Between being from the Northeast and being Italian, you can definitely tell the difference between me and my husband's speech. My husband is saying that I need to learn how to speak, quote unquote, correctly for our daughter's sake so she isn't confused. Excuse me, an accent isn't speaking incorrectly.
Absolutely not.
Especially if it's English, it's just a different accent of English.
Look, I love our Americans, but I would say we speak more incorrectly.
like there are people from New York and like California and Texas and Florida and Pennsylvania and Minnesota all have complete, like, we all
different
have accents.
Being from California, I say like every 3 words.
Yeah,
you know?
we call the freeways, we put the in front of all the freeways.
The snow, you
but
know.
Even if it's like the way we say a word, that's not incorrectly. And also, how would that confuse the daughter?
Yeah.
There are people who are like British, married to an American and have children.
What an interesting statement.
I hate him. Okay, examples he cited. I say aunt instead of aunt. Cute.
Okay, wait a minute.
People say aunt and aunt.
So it's not even like you using a word in the wrong tense. It's like you just pronouncing it differently. Because your accent.
Yeah. And
no.
I say sneakers instead of tennis shoes. Yeah.
No.
Who cares?
I know people when I moved to Texas and we call them carts, like shopping carts.
Yeah.
They call them buggies.
Yeah.
Like
words are different in different places.
It's okay.
That is disgusting. He is so small-minded. I think just his way is the correct way.
Why
doesn't he change his speech patterns to match hers?
A sense of control, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And when I say car, it sounds like ka. Okay.
I see if I was dating somebody with an accent, I feel like, because I love accents, one of the number one things that would be driving me towards that is the accent. Like I would want my kid to actually pick up more on how you speak.
Yeah. It has a little character.
Exactly.
All right.
Kicked.
He's saying our daughter's speech will be impaired and she'll be confused on what the correct terms are for certain things. Those aren't correct or incorrect terms.
It sounds to me he got bullied in school.
It sounds to me like his brain can't understand that there's multiple words for one thing.
Are you being the asshole? No.
No. And since we live in the South, I need to speak more like him. This is not an easy thing to do, and it's how I grew up.
Don't change yourself.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
He said I was being the asshole, and then it's my fault when our daughter's speech is fucked up.
Reverse
His family
psychology.
agrees with him. So am I the asshole for not changing the way I talk? ETA, yes. What is ETA? An estimated time of arrival. ETA?
Estimated time of arrival.
ETA,
Maybe
yes, my husband has a heavy Southern accent. When he's going to do something, he's fixin' to, and he makes interesting word combinations. This man is controlling, and you need to leave.
Well, when he says...
You're young, girl. Get out now.
When he says y'all, just constantly go, you all.
Yeah, just get out freaking now. All right, before we read another one, let's check to see if we have a sponsor for today. Sponsor. Best Fiends is our sponsor for today. Best Fiends is a free to download mobile puzzle game where each level is a new puzzle you have to solve with the help of some friends that you collect and grow along the way. I find myself playing this when I need a little break from work. To help my brain function and focus, I have to unfocus, and that is when I play Best Fiends. This game is easy to pick up right away, and it's easy to play when you just only have a few minutes, but you can also lose yourself in this game for a while because you're having so much fun. Each level, you have to team up with your friends to solve the new puzzle, and every friend has a different strength, so choosing the right combo of friends for each level is a huge part of the strategy. The more you play, the more friends you collect, and along the way, you can grow them and level them up. They're adding new characters all the time, and with thousands of levels, you can literally play as long as you want, and you will never get bored. Trust me on that. So download Best Fiends free today on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That is friends without the R. Best Fiends. Oh, this one. Am I the asshole for wearing a bridesmaid dress when I was not a bridesmaid? Ooh. I might say you might be.
Let's hear the story first.
Well,
maybe they
the
kicked her out like last minute or something.
Throw away so my sister doesn't find this. Okay. Title sounds bad, but hear me out. She's aware.
Yeah, let's
She's
hear.
Aware.
Let's hear.
I, 25-year-old female, attended my cousin's 30-year-old male's wedding a few weeks ago, wearing a long dark blue dress I had gotten from the thrift store. Okay. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I thought it would be perfect. As the invitation said, formal attire. I had looked at the brand of the dress up online after I bought it, and while I realized it was a bridesmaid dress from a bridal company, I assumed that someone had donated it after a wedding. Yes, this all seems very normal.
Absolutely.
Okay, girl, you went shopping at a thrift store. Let's save a penny. You found a dress. It was formal. Bridesmaid dresses are formal. This is normal. It's also your male cousin's wedding. You don't know what anything's happening in.
It's not like it's planned.
Yeah, okay. I arrived at the venue with my sister, 27-year-old female, and to my horror, the bridesmaids walked out in the same dress I was wearing.
Way.
You're not an asshole. This is fucking hilarious.
No way. This is the kind of luck I get in my life.
This is
something like this would happen to me.
Absolutely hilarious. There's no way you could. If you literally did not know, then no. My sister whispered at me that I needed to go home and change. We lived close by, but I feel like it would have been a big hassle. Instead, I decided the best course of action would go up to the bride, 30-year-old female, introduce myself, and let her know I had no idea that was the dress the bridesmaid would be wearing. She laughed it off and said it was fine, but I could tell she was slightly annoyed at the whole situation. and one of the bridesmaids was particularly shooting daggers at me the rest of the night. Why are they mad?
Right.
It's
Because
not like
you
you're
look better.
But it's not that you're ruining like photos.
Right. I personally, I would have thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. And I'd be like, way to stick to the theme of the wedding.
Look, if it's about the intent, and the intent was accidental.
Dental.
Thank you. So I don't think you're the asshole already in this situation, because you didn't go into it with the intention of, oh, I'm not in the wedding, so I'm gonna go get the same dress as like, yeah.
No,
it
you
was accident.
thrifted a dress. The odds of that being the same dress is mind blowing.
1 in a billion.
This is like, this would be in like a Hollywood movie, and I'd be like, this is so unrealistic. Like that is like, if that, yes.
And I secretly would have just told all the bridesmaids, like, look, I'll tell you what thrift store I got mine at if you want to get rid of yours.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. So I just got off the phone with my cousin today, and he said that he didn't think I did anything wrong. Okay, because he's
You
logical.
didn't?
But the bride thought it was really rude of me to not ask what the bridesmaids were wearing, since I knew I had bought an old bridesmaid's dress. Not a chance in hell.
No, that's not a normal thing.
Not a fucking chance in hell would I have asked the bride,
No.
whom I don't know, what the bridesmaids are wearing that is
Hey, I just want to make sure what your bridesmaids are wearing, so I don't wear the exact same thing.
That's fucking stupid.
That's not normal. That doesn't happen.
You don't. From what I know, you don't bug the bride.
No,
you
at
don't
all.
Talk to her, especially if it's your male cousin's wedding and you haven't even met the bride yet.
Right. It's not like you showed up in a bride's dress. You know?
You didn't show up in a wedding gown.
Yeah.
No.
You went to a thrift store.
My sister agrees with him, but my mom and my friends say that it's not like my sister agrees with him. Oh, okay. Well, with the bride, apparently.
Okay.
But my mom and friends say that it's not like I was wearing white or anything. Literally what we just said. It wasn't a big deal. Am I the asshole?
No.
Edit with important info. My sister, who is closer to the bride than I am, found out that there was a bridesmaid that was uninvited last minute. So the dress I found at the thrift store was probably her dress.
No.
Just small town things.
Small town. No way.
That's actually hilarious.
That actually is gold.
You are not an asshole by any means. No, I just don't think you're an asshole.
Take the wedding photos and shop yourself into them.
Yes, this is
great.
honestly a plan for hilariousness.
It'll be funny in like 5 years
if the bride has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
That's
hopefully
rare sometimes. You don't know people these days.
That's a crazy story.
Yes. That is like straight out of a movie.
Same thing like going to high
out.
school and showing up to high school in the same shirt that your friend has. You know, like it happens.
Yeah.
You guys shop at the same places.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you and girlfriend.
We wear the same clothes all the time.
Literally last like 2 days straight.
We just are always matching. We have the same style. We wear the same clothes. We share a closet. Who cares? All right.
It's a compliment.
This is the title. Am I the asshole for refusing to eat food I don't like? Immediately no.
Immediately. I have been that person.
Immediately no.
Immediately no.
I, 56-year-old male, have a son, a 28-year-old male, who spent a lot of time traveling overseas in his college years. He went all around the world, including several trips to the Middle East, where he studied for his minor in Arabic language and literature. Great.
Awesome.
That sounds great. A few years ago, my son found out that a woman he knew in Pakistan had a son, 9-year-old male. She claimed that son was his, which I doubted. Okay. My son, however, believed her without question. He asked this woman to send her son to the U.S. to stay with my son. This woman asked her to send her son to the U.S. to stay with my son so they get to know each other. He has spent the last few summers here.
Okay.
All right. So your son's got a kid.
Got it.
From a different place.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
You're getting to know him.
Recently, the boy moved in with my son full time. The decision I strongly urged against. Okay, it sounds like, we're going to talk about the DNA test in a second.
I was going to say, where's the food?
My son enrolled him in the same private school we sent him to at that age, which is very expensive. I have tried to support my son's decisions, but it has been really hard. I really want my son to get a DNA test, but he stubbornly keeps refusing. I feel like that's fine to request a DNA test.
At that point, too, with that situation, like, I don't think you're wrong for that.
I don't think that. Okay,
No.
Where's the food? Recently, things came to head at a family dinner my son invited us to. He said the boy was feeling homesick, so they cooked Pakistani food together. My son wanted the whole family to eat his food because he said it would make the boy feel like he and his culture were appreciated by the whole family. Okay, cute sentiment by him. Now, I don't like Middle Eastern food. I don't like strong spices. My son begged me to just try some of it or at least eat the bread they made. The bread had flakes of all kinds of weird spices on it, though, so I refused. Kind of shitty. It's kind of...
It's a hard situation only because, I mean, you believe in no peer pressuring. Like, if somebody doesn't want to do something, they shouldn't, but...
At the same time, like, this is a sentimental thing, and it's like, I don't like that because it has flakes on it. You don't even know what the flakes are, and I bet this man has never once in his life tried Pakistani food.
It's a lack of knowledge, for sure.
Yeah. I've never tried Pakistani food.
I've had some of it, yeah.
Well, not that I know of.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, then again, I'm also a big person, like, try something once. You never know, but... that's a difficult one for me only because I'm like, if you really don't want to do so, I mean, we have friends that like only want to eat chicken tenders or only want to do this. And it's like, if that's what they're comfortable with, who am I to push them outside those boundaries?
It is a really annoying, there might've been a different way to go about it.
Yeah.
I think...
Versus
I think you should have at least tried it, but not eaten the full meal if you didn't like it.
Yeah, at least a little taste. I mean, for family,
He pulled me aside for this. So, he said, my son got mad at me and asked me to please eat something just to make your grandson happy. Okay. He pulled me aside for this so the boy wasn't present to hear our conversation. Okay, this guy, the 29-year-old man sounds really mature.
Yeah, to pull him aside. Yeah.
I told my son that I have no proof he is my grandson, and even if I did, I shouldn't have to eat the food I don't like.
Okay, wait a minute. Now it sounds a little...
My son called me a selfish, stubborn asshole and then asked me to leave, so I did. My wife stayed, though. My wife agrees with me that I shouldn't have to eat the food I don't like, but she said I could have at least tried a bite to appease our son. I'm with her.
I'm with her. Yeah. Now, yeah.
She thinks I was just being stubborn to be stubborn. You are. You're being stubborn.
The way that the messages wrote, it does sound like
you're being stubborn. Yeah. Because you don't think that kid is your grandson.
Exactly.
And so you don't want to do anything that has to do with his culture or about him.
That's exactly how the message is coming through. That's asshole.
You are an asshole. If you hated radish.
Yeah.
And I cooked a whole meal of radish. And you're like, I really don't like radish.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be an asshole for not eating it.
Valid.
Because I just decided to make radish.
Yeah.
But if I was like, this is a really important thing to me and I would really like you to just have a bite. Yeah. Even though you don't like radish, could you please just try this? You would try it.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a moment one time I was in the presence of a bunch of family and stuff, and one of the main dishes was oxtail, and I've never, to be honest, been interested in eating it was oxtail and pig's feet. I've never been interested in eating those things personally. I used to have a really big thing about texture, and everybody was eating it, and I politely declined. I'd never made like, oh, I hate that, that's disgusting, whatever, because I've never tried it, but I was just like, you know what, I truly don't want to eat this. And the majority of the people thought that it was really rude, but I still tried to come from a respectful place. It was just like, I just don't want to eat this, like I'm sorry, I don't, like, so I can understand that, but the way the message was written, it was really directed more towards
the kid not being his maybe biological.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have you move your microphone just a little bit closer to your mouth when you talk.
Sorry.
All right. Am I the asshole for having my dog have the same name as my cousin's daughter? Well, it depends on how close you are with the cousin.
Who had the name first?
So, for some context, I, 23-year-old female, have a golden retriever for the last 2 years. Her name is Isabella, or Bella for short. Okay. I have never been close to my cousin. Then immediately not an asshole.
No, okay.
Immediately not an asshole. But as of recently, she announced the birth of her baby girl, who is coincidentally named Isabella.
So the baby came after the dog.
Then no.
No.
How in the world would you be an asshole for
Next.
this?
Not even
What? Hold on. I need to know if the cousin was like, you need to change. My cousin knows my dog's name, and as she has been around her a few times at family gatherings. But however, after the baby was born, she just didn't write it right. She told me that I needed to change my dog's name.
No.
Not a chance in hell.
There's people like this in the world that exist. What sense does that make?
Where's the audacity
I'm going to name my child Snoop in 4 years, so therefore change his name now.
That is absolutely insane.
Absolutely not.
Imagine me having,
Absolutely not.
a baby and then naming it Louie.
Absolutely not.
Fuck off.
That's crap.
And she said it was my fault for wasting the name on that mutt. Oh, get her,
Oh,
block her.
no.
Never again.
No.
Never again
I
shall we
can't
speak
even.
of her.
Nope.
She's out of the family.
No. Although
Out
I
of the
will
family.
tell you, I've had my moments where I talk to people and they're like, oh, my kid's name's Louie. And then I'm like, oh, my dog has that name. And just the look for me, that's special. For other people, they're like,
Yeah.
you know.
Whatever. Name's a name.
Yes.
All right, before we go on to like one or two more, let's check to see if we have another sponsor for today. Sponsor.
Sponsor.
All right, I don't want to read super long ones
Yeah.
because then oh my God.
I want
some
one
of
where
these
they are
like,
an asshole, though.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
The long ones, I guess they're just trying to justify themselves.
Yeah.
This is another name one. Am I the asshole for not changing my baby's name to appease my brother's girlfriend?
No.
But let's review.
Okay.
I am 30 weeks pregnant. A little over 2 months ago, we found out the sex of the baby. It's a boy. And it took my husband and I a bit to agree on the name. We finally landed on one both of us liked. It's not insanely common, but we know there will be people with the name in the world. Okay. Around the holidays, we met up with family, including my brother's girlfriend. That is probably only the third time being around her. They've been dating for 6 months. I know her very well outside. I don't know her very well outside. She was married previously, and sadly, both her husband and son passed away in an accident. She's a very nice woman, but even my brother has admitted privately that he's not sure how long the relationship will last, as they want two different things in life. He thinks they may be able to work it out, but isn't sure yet. Anyway, my mom was asking if we had picked a name for the baby, and I told everyone what it was. Looking back, my brother's girlfriend seemed weirded out, but I didn't think much of it. Later, she messaged me on Facebook saying the name I had picked was her late son's name. That's really sad.
Yeah, that is sad. But
she said it'd be hard to be around a baby that is called that. Well, honey, you need to go to therapy.
yeah, you have an emotional attachment to the name.
That is, grieving is
I wonder
hard.
what the name is.
I don't know. Losing someone's hard. Grieving is hard, but you can't ask your newly boyfriend's sister who's pregnant to change the name
to appease
now. If she were going to be sure part of the family forever, I agree. But since my brother admits he isn't sure if they'll make it, I don't think I should change the name I really love. I didn't tell her that part, but I did say it was a name my husband and I really liked, so we wouldn't be changing it. She isn't happy with me. My brother said that they could work out their problems and I should be considerate. I asked what would have happened if they had met a year later and I already had a son with the name. She'd have to adjust, right? My brother says that's different. Am I the asshole? I don't think you're the asshole.
I don't think you are.
I genuinely do not think you're an asshole in that situation.
Because again, it comes down to the intent. Your intent isn't to hurt somebody. It's not to.
Like she said, if they were like for sure part of the family, she'd reconsider it. But this is a 6-month person that your brother has wavered on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think you're an asshole.
I wish they would have said the name. I'm curious as to, because if it was like John, you know, like.
Well, they said it was only few people would have it.
Okay.
So it might have been something like Candlewick or something.
Quentin. I feel like that's not a very popular name.
True. But people have the same name. Like, if she ever met someone with that name, would she just never, like, talk to them again? Like,
exactly.
That's just something in life that's really sad, and I feel for her.
Yeah.
But that's
it's personal.
a great moment for healing for her.
Yeah.
To, like, be able to hear that name again. And in a more positive light instead of a mourning. And then maybe she'd be able to then speak about her son and say the name more often.
Absolutely.
Also, she can come up with a nickname for him.
Absolutely.
And, like, her boyfriend could then also say the same nickname.
Yeah.
There's ways around that.
Yeah.
It's just, it sucks. It's unfortunate, but no.
But you're not the asshole.
Am I the asshole for my reaction to hearing my neighbor's son was looking at me in my window from his parents? Okay. I live alone in a house next to a family. A few weeks ago, my neighbors, a married couple, came to me and said they could see in my windows. I was a little confused why she'd say something like that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Since I got pretty obsessed with houseplants during the pandemic, I like to let in the natural light. So, duh.
Got it.
My neighbors told me that their preteen son could see me in the windows. I went, okay.
Do you walk around naked?
Yeah, is this a problem if you're naked, but if you're fully clothed, it's not a problem.
And like, even if you do, you can Google anything these days. So
yeah,
it's like,
so
you
whatever.
know.
Edit. The kid is about 14. He is in high school, so a teen rather than a preteen. Maybe the mom misspoke, or maybe I misheard, or maybe there's a chance she skipped several grades ahead, but I thought I should clarify. Okay. Is your dog throwing up? It sounded like he was throwing up.
No.
And then sat in it. All right.
I think he was picking at his feet.
All right.
Making weird noises.
Okay. So then he said the father said that the boy was at the sort of age where he was becoming interested in looking at women. I said, are you saying you've caught your son looking? And his mom said, yes. And I said, well, you ought to correct that behavior fast. He better be learning damn well that that can't be tolerated. Good.
Absolutely.
Fuck yes.
Absolutely.
Fuck yes.
It's not your problem because you're the woman. It's his problem because he can't control
Yes.
himself.
His mom said that they were gentle parents. You mean coddling?
You mean we don't
breastfeeding
believe
till
in
they're 60?
discipline?
Not yes. I replied, that is one thing you better not be gentle about.
No.
If you don't correct that behavior hard and fast, you're going to be having a real problem on your hands. His dad told me not to threaten his family. I told him, you're misunderstanding me. I'm saying that your boy is a problem, not me. And you need to address that within your own home. It's inappropriate that you've brought this to me. The dad looked like he was about to have a temper with me. He started to say not to tell him how to parent, and his wife pulled him away home. Yesterday, I had 4 female friends over last night for a New Year's Eve fire. It was socially distanced outside. We were having some drinks, and one of the friends was going to use the bathroom. I remembered I ought to warn her, and as she was about to enter the house, and I yelled, yo, there's a peeping Tom over there. Shut the bathroom curtains before you piss. And I pointed at the house. Good.
Do it. Call him
Great.
out.
My friend who was going to pee was kind of drunk and yelled back, okay, but also what the fuck? You got to tell me how you caught them perving. My God. My other friend had questions, and I retold the story of how the neighbors came around and told me about their creeping son and how they got a temper when I told them their son's behavior needed to be corrected. My friends thought it was super fucked up. Since we were all 6 feet apart, all drunk, and we're all trying to talk over each other, we became pretty loud. Okay. Some of my friends were saying stuff like, what kind of fucked up parents won't punish that? And the parents are fucking creeps too if they don't see the problem. And then we saw the neighbor family's dad come out and approach the group. And one of the friends who's kind of a firebrand called out, you're being filmed. If you step over here, you're trespassing, and held up her phone. The guy went back to his house, and we heard some arguments inside. I feel like it was super inappropriate for the family to have brought this to me in the first place, but I also feel a little bad that my friends and I said all of that within earshot of the family and maybe other neighbors. Am I the asshole for how I handled the creepy neighbor situation? I'm going to say you weren't the asshole for how you treated the parents. I would say it's kind of common courtesy to not like yell that in your front yard all the time.
Yeah.
But
there's so many people involved at this point.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I don't think you're an asshole for how you handled that. I think the second situation is a completely different thing.
Yeah. I guess I would.
But also at the same time, I would have laughed as well and been
yeah,
like, yeah.
I'm putting myself in this situation, like I don't think you're an asshole in either.
Yeah.
Simply because like one, freedom of speech, like you guys are sitting out on your lawn, like, you know, it is what it is. And I mean, and they obviously feel entitled enough to make it feel like it's your problem, like you're the problem.
Yeah.
And that's just such a huge problem. Like I think it's important if you're in a situation like that, especially living alone, that you do make sure that you tell people around you and make them aware of it, you know. And what if you had other neighbors that and they were doing the same thing to those neighbors, you know?
Yeah.
Like I think in those kind of situations you can never be too cautious because it's you have to be like, you know.
All right, I think that's all we have for today.
Nobody's the asshole.
There weren't many assholes.
No,
the dad was the asshole.
Yeah,
The
no, he
dad
was.
wouldn't eat
He
the
was the
Pakistani
asshole.
food.
We did have
asshole.
one. Yeah.
But everyone else,
It was
not
the other
asshole-y.
people.
Yeah, it was the other people.
Yeah.
Congrats. Get out of relationships with toxic, crappy people.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it feels wrong, it's wrong.
Yes.
You
Exactly.
know? And you're never in the wrong for like sticking up for yourself and making sure that you're doing what's best for you. Like as long as your intent, I think, is coming from a good place, that's all that matters, you know? Because the way people perceive you or your situation, like you have no control of that. As long as you have control of your intent, that's all that matters.
All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining us. This is the Rachel Uncensored will now be every other Wednesday, and All Things Internet is every single Monday. This is Joy, my best friend, and you saw a bunch of dogs, and we're going to leave now. I love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Rachel Uncensored, the only place on the internet where you can find the uncensored version of me, Rachel Ballinger. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, or follow, or do whatever this platform tells you to do so that you can get notified every time I post a new episode. Love ya!